Chimchev, Robertson, Anderson, out front, scores!
Let's start in the weird season, if you want to call it a season, last year. Cut short, and for you, and then you have an extended off season. What does that, first of all, look like for you getting ready for this year?
First, when I went home, it was, I put the bag away for a while. It was probably the longest I've gone without thinking about hockey. I think I started working out towards the end of June and then got back on the ice in early July. But it was just, I played a lot of golf, hung out with my family, kind of enjoyed doing things, going places. Minnesota was pretty open, so I was able to go restaurants and do different things that I hadn't done for a long time. So it was just kind of nice to get back to some normalcy, to kind of just reset myself before gearing up for some more hockey.
This is finally starting to look for you. You get a start, you get a first go with the NHL, you find yourself with this organization, and then you find yourself in the middle of a pandemic. It seems like this is finally a true start, or at least something that you can look forward to that seems like it's going to have some consistency. Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's funny, like that's the exact word I would use, consistency. I know like my first year in New Jersey, it was on the teeter-totter up and down. And when I was there, I'd have to move. So it's kind of nice here. If you get called up or down, it's just, you're in your same spot, just different practice time. But this year it's nice. You get kind of set into I know, all right, I'm with the Marlies. All I got to do is go play hockey, have fun with the guys. It helps me simplify my life and my head space, especially away from the rink, like I said. I don't overthink things, and it leads to me being more successful and having more fun on the ice.
I wonder, oftentimes we talk about what coaches expect out of you and what management might expect out of you, but I wonder if you have a thought about what you might expect out of a coach, what you look for and what you respond to, just to kind of turn it around a little bit, what you respond to from coaching.
I've played for so many different kinds of coaches. I think I like to think I'm a pretty self-aware guy. So like I oftentimes know if I mess up or do something that, a coach is going to talk to me, I already know. So I don't necessarily need to be like yelled at or anything like that. But I look for the coach to be approachable, yet I think he needs to hold a certain level of demand from the room, and guys need to have a little bit of, I don't want to say fear, but a little bit of like, I'm afraid to mess up for you because I know there's consequences in that, if that makes sense. So it's a little give and take where I think, you want kind of a balance of a coach that you're like, okay, he's in charge, but at the same time, I can go talk to him about something if I'm uncomfortable with an issue, or if just any piece of my game, I'm like, hey, what do you think here? Like, lines of communication will be open, and you can get a really good relationship that way.
Hockey, oftentimes they talk about it being just the most difficult sport, because not only are you doing something that is athletic and skill to do, you're doing it all well on ice, well on skates. And I wonder if there's anything else that compares to the difficulty level of hockey that you might think, they often talk about hitting a baseball or something like that.
The thing that just goes through all sports, or at least most of them at least, I think it's just the mental side of it, where you have to be able to focus for such a substantial length of time. I think especially once you get to this level, you need to know your assignments, you need to know so many details where you need to be dialed in mentally every night. You can't just show up and get the puck and go do whatever you want anymore. And if you are that guy, you're probably not in this league for very long, because you're probably too good for it. But you gotta learn to approach every single game with that mindset of I gotta do the little things right, and then once you do that consistently, you let the skill set take over, and then you can make plays. You can break the structure. You can do different things that the fan will look at it and be like, wow. But a lot of times it's compacted by a lot of little things that you got to perfect or get down mentally.